Hello dear students, I am Dr. Sanjay Pagar, Associate Professor, Department of Geography. Dear student, I welcome all of you in this online lecture series on behalf of Maratha Vidya Prasara Samajas, KRT Arts, BH Commerce and AM Science, popularly known as KTHM College Nasik. Dear student, this is our MAMSC Geography Part First Class Semester 2nd and code of our subject is 130 and the title of our subject is Geography of Tourism. Dear student, from today's lecture we are going to start our topic number 2, that is classification and recent concept of tourism. In this topic we have first subtopic, that is classification of tourism. Today we are going to discuss its part number first. Dear student, you know that tourism is the temporary short period movement of people to destination outside the places where they normally live, work and activity during the stay at this destination. In simple, tourism is an activity that we carried out only for the pleasure purpose or the joy purpose. Tourism can be divided into the different parts on the basis of region, duration, purpose, nationality, season, the number of tourists, and the time for the travel. On the basis of this criteria, we can able to classify tourism in various types. Tourism has many forms on the basis of the purpose of the visit, and alternative form of tourism we can able to divide it, the tourism into the various activities. Let us see the chart how we can able to classify tourism on the various based on the various criteria. Let us talk about the first criteria, that is nationality. On the basis of nationality we can able to divide it, the classify the tourism into the two types, that is first international tourism and second is national, or you can say the domestic tourism. On the basis of travel time we can able to classify again tourism into the two types, that is first is the long haul tourism and second is the short haul tourism. On the basis of the number of the tourists, again we can able to classify tourism into the two major type, that is first is the individual tourism and second is the group tourism, or it is also known as the mass tourism. On the basis of purpose we can able to classify the tourism into the five major type, that is first is the religious tourism, second is the holiday tourism, third is the study tourism, fourth is the health tourism, and last but not the least is the sport tourism. On the basis of season also we can able to classify tourism into the three type, that is first is the winter tourism, second is the rainy tourism, and third is the summer tourism. So you can use the various criteria, but these four criteria are very important that we are going to discuss in our this topic. Let us talk about the first, the classification of the tourism on the basis of the nationality. This is really very important classification. All part of the world, this classification is considered as an important type of the tourism. So let us talk about the first, on the basis of nationality we can able to classify tourism into the two type of tourism. That first is the international tourism. Very simple, the meaning of the international tourism, that is the international tourism is a tourism that crosses the national border. A tourism that crosses the national border of the country is known as the international tourism. It means what? When the people visit a foreign country or the other country, then it is referred as a international tourism. For example, if a person went from India to Japan or maybe USA, America or any other country, then for the tourism purpose, then this type of tourism is known as a international tourism. So this is really very important first type of the tourism on the basis of the nationality. Dear student, in this international tourism, there is a need of passport and the visa. Usually, international tourism involves the longer distance. International tourism require our permit, the tour permit from the government, and they must know the foreign language at some extent. Then they can able to enjoy the tour in the foreign country. So therefore, this was about the international tourism. Let us talk about the second type of the tourism on the basis of nationality, that is national tourism. This tourism is also known as the domestic tourism or the local tourism. It means that a very simple definition of the national tourism is tourism which is carried out within the country body is known as the national tourism. It means what? When the tourism is carried out within the boundary of the country is known as the national tourism. It means that in this tourism, the tourists are travel within the country. For example, if a tourist travel from the Nasik to Agra or Nasik to Mumbai, Nasik to Goa, Nasik to Kerala, then it is known as the only if that tourist is the travel for the tourism purpose, then it is an example of the national tourism. Let's talk about more about the national tourism. The national tourism, there is no need of the passport and visa. In this tourism, the visitor or the tourist do not require any legal document or the other formality that we require for the international tourism. It supports national unity and create the harmony in our country. National tourism do not require the foreign currency that we require in the international tourism. It creates the opportunity of the employment inside the country that also give the boost and support to the development, or you can support to the develop the local economy. This tourism means the national tourism promotes the greater understanding between the culture of our country. So therefore, this was about the second type of the tourism, that is national tourism on the basis of nationality. Let us start by using the another important criteria, that is the time of the travel. On the basis of this criteria, this basis, we can able to divide it or classify tourism into the two types. The first is the long haul tourism. As the name itself suggests long haul, so it requires a lot of time for the tourism, for the travel of the tourism. Tourism in which tourists travel over a long distance, which maybe take a day of traveling, is known as the long haul tourism. Means a tourism which requires a lot of time is known as the long haul tourism. Especially the use of the airway is done for this purpose, and most of this type of tourism is carried out at the international level, or it is a part of the international tourism. Time required for the traveling, it may be vary from 2 hours to the 10 hours. It may be more than 10 hours if you travel from the railway. But if you travel from the airway, then it requires the 2 hours to the 10 hours, because during this time you can travel or cover a lot of distance from one nation to the another nation. Dear student, another important characteristic of this long haul tourism is this tourism cover a lot of distance. It may be from the 2000 to 8000 kilometers or more than that in the any part of the world. In this tourism, generally foreign tourists are included. I just mentioned about that also. Dear student, another important thing about the long haul tourism is mostly tourists are come from the developed country. That is very important. It mainly done in the major capital cities and historical places. You know that when you travel for a long distance, then it requires a lot of money. So that is not possible for the common people or the poor people. So therefore, this tourism we observe in a lot of scale, in the large scale, in the developed countries, especially I'm talking of the North America, European country, and some other developed country of the Asia. So this was about the first type of the tourism on the basis of the distance. Second is the short haul tourism. It's a totally opposite of the long haul tourism. A tourism is which the entire traveling cover a short distance in a short time is known as the short haul tourism. The title of this type of the tourism is also indicate that tourism which require the short time or which cover the very short distance, then this type of tourism is known as the short haul tourism. Dear student, it is a very important about this that this type of the tourism consists cheaper ticket price and distance cover less than 100 kilometers if you are traveling from the airway or maybe by using the any other mode of transportation. It covers a very short distance and therefore it requires the very less money for the ticket. Another important the characteristic of the short haul tourism that the use of the railway and the road transportation is very common for this tourism, and this tourism particularly carried out within the country. Mostly the middle people from the ASEAN countries done or the participated in such type of the tourism on a large scale because it required the very less money and very less time. This tourism is growing popularly of the weekend break, especially I am talking about the underdeveloped and developing country. It is observed that the tourism is fastly growing in the developing country and encouraging for the regional development in many ASEAN and at some extent in the few African countries. In the most part of the Konkan region of Maharashtra, we have a such type of the tourism developed in too much during the special I'm talking about the during last 10 to 20 years. This type of the tourism is developed because most people from the Nasik, then from Mumbai, Pune, Aurangabad, Dhule, they are visited in the Konkan region of Maharashtra, where we have very beautiful tourist places that are located along the coastal area of the Maharashtra. So this was about the short haul tourism on the basis of the tourism time. Let us talk about by using the other important criteria, that the number of tourists. On the basis of number of tourists, we can able to divide it or the classify tourism again into the two major categories. That is, first is the individual category or individual tourism. If the tourism consists of the individualized activity at the tourist place, then it is known as the individual tourism. It means we participate, one person is participated in this tourism and he go along, he go visit to the any nearby places or any other places individually. So therefore this type of tourism is known as the individual tourism. Dear student, if you see, it involves the one person or maybe the small group, very small school, one or two person, maybe the family person or friend circle or very close relative, but the number of the tourists not too much. It is one or two, maybe less than the four, then it is known as the individual tourism. This tourism, in this tourism, the plan is not fixed. The plan of this tourist or this tourism is flexible. It can be changed time to time on the wish of that tourist. So individual tourism is based on the client wish, choice and demand, and as per their choice and demand, the plan can be changed time to time. The individual tourism provide additional service to the tourist. For example, personal guide or maybe the car driver or maybe any other person can be the provide the services to that person or maybe that small group of the tourism. So this tourism is also very important, especially in the developed country. Such type of tourism is carried out on the large scale. Dear student, let us talk about another important type of tourism on the base of number of tourists that are participated in the tourism. The first is the second type of the tourism is group tourism. Dear student, this tourism is also known as the mass tourism. The mass tourism is totally opposite of the individual tourism just we mentioned in earlier type of the tourism. Mass tourism refer to the movement of the large people of organized tourists to the popularly holiday destination for the recreational purpose. So therefore, in this type of the tourism, the mass of the tourism, the more than 10 people are participate. It may be the thousands, but they are more than 10. So when the tourists are more than 10 and they are visited for the any recreational places or tourist places in organized way, then this type of the tourism is known as the group tourism, or you can say the mass tourism. A group is made of the more than 10 people, just I mentioned, and if they travel for the minimum of 2 days for the tourist purpose, then this type of the tourism is known as the group tourism or the mass tourism. This was about the definition or the meaning of the group tourism. Let us talk about the more about the group tourism. The group tourism is a form of tourism that involves thousands of the people going to the same resort obtained at the same time of the year. It may be in the month of holiday. This type of tourism is carried out on a large scale at the local and the international level. This involve the masses of the people going to the popular tourist destination during the peak holiday season. I just mentioned, even in India, in Maharashtra, we have some travel companies or tour company. They carried out this type, the group tourism, on a large scale. For example, we have the Chaudhary Yatra company, we have Prashant Travel, we have a lot of company in our Maharashtra, even in the all part of the India. They organize this type, the group tourism, especially in the Diwali holiday, season or Diwali holiday season and the summer vacation season. So that time, this type of the tourism is mostly carried out by the most tour company in our India. Dear student, the mass tourism can generate a lot of income for a local area people. Area places like Agra, Delhi, Jaipur, Jodhpur, Mahabaleshwar, or just I mentioned about the some part of the Kerala and the Maharashtra. We have this type of regular tourism and mostly the holiday during the holidays. So best example that we have in India, so we have a large, especially I'm talking about the religious tourism. In the religious tourism, the most of the big group of the tourists is visited to the religion places like a Shirdi, like a Kasi, like a Pandharpur, like a Nasik, like a Rameshwaram, Kanyakumari. These are the places where the mass tourism is carried out by the tourist company or maybe the travel agency. So this is the regular activity that we observe in our India. Due to the mass tourism, local tax base is increases to the local government, and that when the local government get a lot of money through this type of the mass tourism, then that money they can be invest for the other purpose. It may be the development of the school, healthcare society, and the other social services that are required for the common people. So therefore, when the mass tourism is carried out on the large scale at any place, that time definitely that local government can able to earn a lot of money through the revenue on the indirectly through the other taxes. Therefore, it is very important for the developing country. There is a need to develop the mass tourism on a large scale. The transport facilities are also developed due to the mass communication, local people benefit directly from the employment, because when the thousands of the people are more than 50 or maybe the 100 or maybe more plus 100 people when visited at the same time at any place, at that time they require a lot of services. It may be the hotel service, or it may be the traveling service, or maybe the other services they require. And when the local people provided this type of services to the mass of the people or the tourists, then definitely they receive a lot of money through such type of the tourism in that particular area. Dear student, this was about today's lecture. In this lecture, we try to classify the type of the tourism on the base of the various criteria. In next lecture, we are also going to talk about the criteria and the type of other tourism on the base of this criteria. Dear student, these are some websites. By using that website, you can able to update your notes and get a lot of information about the tourism that we just talk about, discuss in this lecture. Dear student, this was about today's lecture. In next lecture, we are going to talk about the more type of the tourism on the basis of the other criteria or the basis. So thank